How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's get right into this review and see what I saw. Earlier today, I had the chance of checking out another movie that came out last year that I hadn't gotten around to seeing yet, and was one that was on my list of wanting to see real bad, simply the fact that it has to do with great white sharks. And that is the awesome film 47 Meters Down. Now, this awesome film, if you don't know what the gist of it is it's a shark movie, like I said, and it's just an interesting and different take on, shark survival type of film. Now, this film is directed by an individual who is a British filmmaker and has a few, directing and writing credits on his docket, and that is Mr. Johannes Robert. Now, Johannes Robert, like I said, has had a few other, directing gigs. He actually has another new movie coming out this year, and that is an awesome sequel that we've been waiting for the last 10 years, and that is the film Strangers, Prey at Night, which is, like I said, the sequel to Strangers 1 that came out in 2008. Now, this awesome film basically is a sequel, like I said, to the first Strangers, and this time it takes place in a mobile home park, apparently. And basically, this family has to do with three masked individuals again that are basically, trying to kill them. And it just kind of looks really interesting from the trailer. It looks really good. It looks like it might be just as good as the original. A little bit different, a little darker maybe. Also, it looks like I feel that the look of it is a little bit more cleaner and crisper too as well. But at the same time, waiting this long for the sequel, I hope it gets up to its expectations for waiting so long for a sequel to come out. Because this sequel has been in development hell for so many years. So I mean, it's been a really long time, and so thankfully they actually are releasing it, and it comes out in March, like I said. Another movie that Johannes Robert has also directed is another movie that came out back in 2016, and that is the film The Other Side of the Door. Now, I didn't get a chance to see this movie yet, but from all the previews and what I've read about the film, it seems like a very interesting film, and actually when I saw the trailer, I actually definitely was interested in checking it out. So I'll definitely be checking it out sometime soon. But basically the gist of the movie is almost like a supernatural film, and something is behind this door and it's trying to get out, basically. And so it looks interesting. It seems like it might be a good type of like horror, creature or ghost type of film. It'll be interesting to see, what it's like. So I'm really looking forward to checking it out. But with 47 Meters Down, Johan did an amazing job. I thought he did a really good job of bringing to life to modern time, another take on, killer shark movie. And I thought that he casted it pretty decently, and I thought the graphics and the sharks and everything in the film versus, CGI-wise was really amazing. I really thought he did a good job of, giving us a whole new outlook, and definitely directed it very well. He has a really good directing eye, and this movie kind of proves that, simply for the fact that it was very well edited too as well. So he had a really good eye for making his movie out, and had a plan, and just did a really good job at directing, because a lot of the scenes were really intense too as well, and I thought the direction it went in was really good too. Besides the ending, I didn't care too much for, but at the same time, it still was a good movie, and I thought he directed it very well. So this film has a very small cast. Literally, we have the two main characters, and then we have one other character that's more of a side character that we hear from off and on throughout the film. Now, one of these actresses that is one of the main characters is Miss Mandy Moore. Now, Mandy Moore, of course, we all recognize as this huge singer, songwriter. Several albums over the last, 20 years that she's produced and put out. Also, a lot of people recognize her from that new television drama series on NBC, This Is Us. But a couple movies I really enjoyed her in and thought that were her better roles, and definitely the ones that gave her a little better acting bravado. Because I honestly don't think she's that great of an actress. I actually found her kind of annoying in the film. But other than that, I thought certain scenes she wasn't too bad, but overall, I thought she was kind of annoying in the film. But at the same time, I didn't think she's that great of an actress. I think she's kind of overrated. But in these two films I'm about to talk about, I feel that because of how good the cast were, her acting was not such a big deal. And she actually wasn't too bad because she worked well with the characters. But one of those films is an awesome 2004 film that is just absolutely hilarious and a great coming-of-age film and just had a great cast. And that's the film Saved. Now, Saved is just a really awesome movie. It's basically, almost like about this Christian school that all these kids go to, and Mandy Moore's character actually is like trying to save everyone, which I find very funny. And just everything that, she basically tries to fix because Jenna Malone in it is like this, she gets pregnant and stuff like that. And so it's like, she plays kind of like this crazy, evil, like Christianite person. And it was very funny, and I absolutely loved the role because I just thought she was so super good at that and played that role to the T because she worked so well with the characters in the film. So I thought that was definitely one of her better roles. Another movie she was in that I really enjoyed her in and thought she worked well with everyone in it is an awesome Robin Williams film that came out in 2013 or 2008, I believe. 2007? Around between 2008 and 2011, I believe. And that is the film, the awesome, amazing License to Wed. Now, this awesome film, like I said, starred the late, great Robin Williams and also John Krasinski. And Mandy Moore plays John Krasinski's wife-to-be, and she was just really fun in the film. But the whole film's plot was just super funny, where they have to get, basically, Robin Williams' character, who is a priest, to officiate their wedding, and they have to go through all these crazy things in order for him to marry them. And it's just about that craziness that ensues and all the craziness that he provides. And so they just all meshed so well together in the film and made it so stinking funny. It was just a really well done film, and Mandy was really good in that. I really enjoyed her in that. But like I said, in 47 Meters Down, I found her very annoying, unfortunately. There was a couple scenes where she wasn't too bad, but most of the film, her screaming and her always panicking, I was just kind of annoyed by it. But other than that, the film itself was really amazing. Even though her character kind of annoyed me and had some okay decent parts, she still did a halfway decent job and brought the movie together along working with the other actress that was involved and the other actor. And she still brought the film and made it, enjoyable and wanting to watch it. Now, the other actress that's in this film, who is not really a huge well-known actress. She hasn't been around a whole lot. She's done a lot more TV than she has done actual films. Is the one and only Miss Claire Holt. Now, Claire Holt, like I said, hasn't been around too much. She's probably kind of sprouted over the last 10 years or so. And really started getting recognition around 2010, 2011 as an actress, and kind of has, grown over those years and coming up. But a couple films one film that she was in and a couple TV shows that she's been in are such films as the awesome and interesting, yet not super great, but made directly for DVD sequel, Mean Girls 2, which had a great ensemble cast for who they got for the film, and she actually was involved in the film. I really don't remember her character too much in the film because I watched it so long ago when it first came out, and I haven't seen it since. But I do remember thinking that she was interesting in the film and that she was definitely, gave props to the sequel and definitely made it enjoyable enough to watch. And even though it wasn't, Lindsay Lohan again and Rachel McAdams, Lacey Chabert, and Amanda Seyfried, it still was a funny and interesting role and still a fun movie. Now, a couple TV series that she's been in, one has unfortunately ended, but the other one is currently still airing on the CW. And that is such TV shows as The Vampire Diaries and The Originals, which I didn't realize she was on the originals, but I knew she was on the Vampire Diaries. But in the original, she plays a main character that the show is still going on, and is definitely a different role and something completely different from 47 Meters Down. So it was interesting to see her in 47 Meters Down and see how much of acting talent she really had, and that how she's pushed herself and moved herself over to film, which is really interesting. But in 47 Meters Down, I really enjoyed her character. I liked her as the younger sister, and I thought she did a really good job. I liked her persona in the film. She was the one that was not as panicky as Mandy Moore. She, played it more safe, and she was a little bit more intelligent and knew a little bit more about things. And so I really enjoyed her character and how she wasn't as crazy as how Mandy Moore was acting. And she played the part really well. I thought her, dying, acting was really good, and I thought that she just played the part really well, and I really enjoyed her in it. She really made the film go by really, nicely, and just made the film great, made the movie very interesting. Now, the only other actor that was in the film that is notable and that had gotten a acting credit is a actor that has been around for the last 30 plus years and just been doing a lot of amazing work. Just a really good actor that has done a lot of different bit parts, plays a lot of different characters, and that's Mr. Matthew Modine. Now, Matthew Modine, a lot of people recognize from a lot of 80s films and a lot of the early 90s films, and a couple films that I really enjoyed him in are really fantastic films. One I don't think a lot of people have really cared much for. They thought the first one was better. But I really enjoyed him in this film, playing this character, this father, playing this inventor guy. And that is in the film The Transporter 2 with Jason Statham, which I really liked his character in the film. He was really fun to watch. A different type of role for me that I had never seen him in before, kind of playing this type of character. And just, he was really good in it. I really enjoyed him. I just thought he did a really good job of giving a whole new, father, smart guy, kind of, asshole kind of character person. He just did a really good job of portraying that character, and I really enjoyed him in it. Another great film that he was in that is just a masterpiece of a film that came out in 1990, also starring Melanie Griffith and the awesome Michael Keaton. And that is the film Pacific Heights. Now, if you haven't seen Pacific Heights, definitely check it out. This movie is amazing. Probably one of the best psychological thrillers I've seen in, the entire movie watching career I've ever had. It's one of those great films, and Michael Keaton plays such a great bad guy, and just everyone involved worked so well. And Matthew Modine was just really awesome in it. He plays the husband of Melanie Griffith that's dealing with the crazy bad guy, Michael Keaton. And he just played that character to the T. He was really good. He was very well composed in the film. I mean, even though he, had a lot of previous, acting gigs before this film, he still developed even more and bringing together and to life this character, and just did a really amazing job. Really well done, really superb, and just a really great movie too that he, brought his acting chops to and made it a really good film. But in 47 Meters Down, he really has, a few scenes that you actually see him in, and then a lot of the time you hear him on this radio that they're talking to him on. And so for what he did in the film, I thought he was decent. I enjoyed him. I thought he made the movie enjoyable. He definitely brought it to life, his character, and gave it a new meaning. He sounded very scientific and definitely very much like a real guy that would take somebody out on a shark cage dive. And he did a decent job. It was really enjoyable, really great, really awesome, and he was a great pleasure to see in the movie. Now, like I said, that's pretty much all the characters that were in the film, and that's too bad. I was such a short, but at the same time, it's like sometimes those small groups of characters that into a movie, it makes it so much more enjoyable that you don't have so many different characters that you can't keep up with. So I really enjoyed that about in this aspect of 47 Meters Down. Now, if you're not familiar with what 47 Meters Down is, basically, like I said earlier, it's a shark survival movie, basically. And the premise is these two sisters go to Mexico and decide to go on a shark cage dive. Well, while they're doing the shark cage dive, unfortunately, the pulley that they're attached to basically breaks and they fall down to the bottom of the ocean. They have limited air supply, and they have to keep themselves from getting killed by these killer sharks that are down there, and basically about them trying to get back to the surface. And that's pretty much what the premise is. Your basic shark killer movie, you know, that you've seen in tons of movies before, such as, you know, Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, Jaws 4, The Shallows, Deep Blue Sea, Sharknado. You know, I mean, all these like shark type of survival films, that's pretty much what this was again. And I love it when they bring these type of movies out, because I've always been fascinated by sharks, and I absolutely love sharks to death. And whenever they make these shark movies, I'm absolutely so keen to see them, especially when they're so good, like this one was, like Shark Night was. Just a really, really well done film, I thought. Like I said, the visual effects in this movie were so amazing, so well done. The sharks were so realistic and real looking. Even the CGI work when they're attacking and stuff was so flawlessly made. They put a lot of great effort in this film. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Such worth the watch. Such an amazing film. Really, really well done. I was really impressed with it. I wasn't sure at first because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Mandy Moore's acting. And even though she was in it, I still enjoyed the film and thought it was really good. Really well done. Really fun film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Worth the watch. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this one, guys. Just really amazing, really fun, and enjoyable. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. As always, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you have been here before and have come back, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome reviews or any of the videos I make. As always, keep your eyes out for any old or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, if you get a chance, check out that awesome link down below about the awesome Horror Pack. Now, the Horror Pack is an awesome subscription service that comes right to your door of either 4 Blu-rays or 4 DVDs of horror film fun. And also, each of these boxes come with a limited edition that you can't get anywhere else, which means they're collector's editions. So especially if you're a collector, why wouldn't you want to be a part of this awesome service, which is, by the way, super cheap and just a really awesome service. So if you're interested in checking out, or if you're going to check it out and try it, let me know down in the comments so I can hook you up with a discount on your first month. Also, I want to throw out there, I have a couple digital copies that I don't need, that I already have them. So I was going to be doing a awesome kind of raffle for them. See, I'm trying to get more and more subscribers to watch my show and just to, be on my channel and to help me get up there and get more views and all that good stuff, So I am throwing out these 2 different awesome digital codes I don't need that I'm going to offer to people. For every person that signs up, you get an entry. So if you haven't signed up, get an entry. If you are already a subscriber and you love my channel, promote it. If you get people to subscribe, I'll put you in for an entry as well. So let me know if you get somebody to subscribe, and let your subscriber know, the person that's going to subscribe, to let me know that you told them to subscribe. And I will be gladly to put you guys in the pot to win one of these awesome digital codes. So my goal is to get to at least 100. So once I hit 100, I will be doing the raffle and giving 2 people, 1 each of these awesome digital codes. So if you're interested and want to do this, as soon as you have done this and you are a new subscriber too as well, leave a comment down below on this video and let me know that you have just subscribed and that you want to be entered into the raffle. And if you are already a subscriber and get somebody to sign up, let me know down in the comment as well. So, as always, please, if you have suggestions for what you would like to see in a future video, let me know down in the comments as well. And as always, catch you in the next one.